Oh nah, I know the planets align, this shit be cosmic, but what's a retrograde to a renegade in the projects? My mindset is to avoid most nonsense and don't comment on issues that I don't vibe with.
What's up with it? It's your boy Noonie, it's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yup, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. We're going to be asking the question, how do you impact others? Or what impact, no, it's what impact do you have on people? Now, I was going to say what impact do you have on others? So it's kind of more general that way, but whatever. This could be like close friends and family, co-workers, neighbors, random strangers, you know what I mean? It's just what impact do you have on them? Just your influence or just you being around them, you know what I mean? So I thought this would be interesting to just see how this plays, see what happens from here. So that's what I did it. All right. But anyway, I don't know. We got 4 piles. I don't know why I just had like a brain fart. I was thinking about something. I don't know. I got this big glimpse of something like commercials, like, I don't know, something big. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe some of y'all are like celebrities, or some of y'all are like very influential. Like you make a big difference in a lot of people's lives. Cause it's like, I don't know. You know how like, I got like a vision of like going like this and like everybody just clapping and like, you know, waving, and you know how like that loud roar of applause or a loud roar of like an audience of people like happy that you're around. So I don't know how this is gonna play, but that's how it really feels. So we'll see. But anyway, 4 piles here. Take a look at these. Hopefully you can see these. There's gonna be a close-up in the description box. All right. It will be after the intro. On one of these videos I did it where the piles came before the actual intro. That was like my old way of doing it. I don't know what happened there. Technical difficulty, but in this one I got it right. So take a look. All right. If you can't really see because of that blue light, there's going to be a close-up. Just check that out. It's going to be in the description box. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to tap more, boop, and then tap more again, boop, and then you're going to scroll up a little bit, and it's going to say timestamps, pile selection, and then you just pick it. All right. But this will be pile 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And the question we're asking is, what impact do you have on others? Or what impact do you have on people? I'll know. I'll figure the title out when it's time. All right. But anyway, I'll be back. Boom. Pile 1. So, pile 1. What impact do you have on people? All right. So you could be a Scorpio. You could be a Pisces. Could be a Libra. Okay. I like that. This is the impact you have on people. Now, okay. I see it. I see that. Okay, hold on. Hey, this is a good pile. I like this. We're getting started off to a good start. I like this. All right, I'm gonna enjoy this reading. All right, so this is my empowering. What you call it? This pile so far is the empowerment card. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So you're the pile that actually empowers a lot of people. You help a lot of people tap into their possibly their secretive side or their more passionate, like aggressive side, but not like aggressive in a bad way, but more like in an empowered way, because we got empowered twice, in the heart chakra and in Lilith. And Lilith is about your shadow side, your attributes of not being able to be tamed or controlled by other people and their perceptions, not being like bound to them or bound to the expectations of others. So it's a freedom through destruction of like traditional values. So, and with the Pluto here is the first card, rebirth. You're someone who follows their intuition. So you teach other people, or you influence other people to do that, to trust their confidence or to build up their own confidence. and possibly handle resets in life, because we also got sweet results await, which can sometimes be about life stinging and life going bad, but still kind of seeing, look, even here with the sun in reverse, still seeing like the bittersweetness of life or the brighter side, seeing like, maybe even the silver lining in some places. So you encourage other people to see where things may have went wrong, but there's still possibilities or opportunities to see it in a more positive light and move on. You also encourage people to focus, all right? You give people this feeling of being alive. Being around you gives people a feeling of being alive again, or being able to see life clearly. For some people, you give them sight to vision, or confidence to express their visions, or confidence to trust in their visions. For others, you probably do this to give them confidence to trust in their intuition, because the third eye chakra is here, or to trust in their feelings in their heart, all right? You give people a feeling of balance, a path to go on. It's like, people think of you as like a partner, because with Libra energy shows up as somebody, and with the Pisces next to it, attuned to the divine, a new moon, this is like somebody who's comfortable being like a soulmate to you, a close, like almost, people feel like you just get them, right? They get this feeling like you just get them, and you encourage them to take leaps, to trust in spirit, or to trust in just in luck, like the abilities. I guess confidence is a big thing here, because the solar plexus is here. And solar plexus is definitely about confidence, authenticity. So people feel like they can be themselves, like they can be who they really are, them, right? They may even feel like you're like for some people, you make them feel like they don't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like this kind of gives, because there's also like that Lilith is here, so that can also be that shadow attribute. So some people can also feel like, they're sick of this. Maybe you give off like a real happy-go-lucky, a patient, steadily moving forward, not really tripping on too many things. You know what I mean? People fear you and they spy on you because they see you as a threat. Oh my God. They will never be as good as you are. Oh, wow. That's what I was about to say. See, look, all right, so that makes sense now. And I can see why it was going that way. Because you come off as like very, like, I was going to almost say perfect. Like, it's kind of like, how do you put the words into it? Because, like, people kind of, like, think that you're so good they don't like you. So, like, how, like, sometimes people feel like you're very balanced. Like, it's almost like nothing they can really say bad about you. So it's almost like not liking you just because. You know what I mean? Because there's somebody, look, they got 5 of swords and the 5 of cups. So there is like jealousy around you. So you make people feel jealous. And because confidence is here, you could be making people feel insecure. And you could make other people like doubt their own visions or doubt their own intuition. So you can also be somebody who makes other people feel like they need to focus. You know what I mean? Like they need to get their mind right. So you could be somebody who does that, who makes people think like, oh, I need to do what works for me. Because with the Scorpio here and the birth or this Pluto energy came out first. And so this makes you somebody who's very transformative, but also has the power of transformation through pain or through stress, through great tension. So you're somebody who can grow through this. So you're somebody who also maybe creates like tower moments in other people's lives. You know what I mean? But like forces them to go into like a spiritual understanding, or forces them to look at things from a soul's perspective, which is kind of deep. So because a lot of people may not see that, and that might make them uncomfortable, because it's like what I just read was I am sick, and I was thinking I read I'm sick of you, because it's kind of like people could be sick of you in some way, because you give off this peaceful but like protective and like able to do multiple things at once. You know, people feel like they need to unplug, or like maybe they need to leave, but like they linger, they can't really go. So like how you impact people is you give them this feeling of like life gets better. You know what I mean? Keep putting yourself out there, express yourself, be as charming and as witty or as fluid as possible. You know what I mean? You don't need other people to do the work for you. So you like empower people to take, I was gonna say risk, or take charge of their life. You know what I mean? Like trusting in spirit, trusting their path that they're led down to go down, and just taking a leap and trusting in their confidence and their abilities to get things done, trusting their vision, trusting their heart chakra, or trusting their vibe to bring in their tribe. I guess that's what it is. So you're somebody who steps forward. You're like a bright light. You know what I mean? You're very intense. You make a lot of people feel intense. And because we got Lilith here, Lilith in Scorpio or Pluto energy, that's sexual energy. So you give people a vibe of like a lot of sexual or passion, a lot of intensity. That's what really shows up, is a lot of intensity. People may even fetishize you. You know what I mean? So some people can feel like they have like a soul bond to you, like a maybe even a karmic bond to you. Like you make some people feel like maybe obsessive because of that Scorpio energy, and because of Lilith here, you could make people feel obsessive or even possessive or even maybe destructive, like aggressive, like, you know what I mean? But it's a balance. So like it wanes back and forth, because right in the middle shows up as the Libra energy. So it's a balance. Like they love you and they hate you. That's how that's the impact that you have on people. So your impact is like you empower people, but like it's almost in a way that's like too good to be true. So people love you and hate you. Yep, you make people pull themselves up from their bootstraps. Not like in a negative way, but like you inspire them to do it. You empower them to do it. Like you don't have to wait around on somebody to come in and take care of you or do this, that, and the third for you. You know, you're more of like an independent type of person. You say what needs to be said to see like results. So the impact you have on people is like allowing them to, for some, express their emotions, their feelings, to be able to wear their heart on the sleeve. For others, you allow them to be able to like express their creative ability or create or express their sensuality, because Lilith is here. So sexuality, like you make them feel confident enough to do that. Your impact, is bringing people back their light, like helping them through very, I guess, tower-like moments, or like moments that are very, what's a good word for that? Because like it's like a lot of words I want to say, but like psychological traumas or like emotional traumas, like a lot of deep hurts, you help people work through that. Like you're almost like a nurse to people, but like an emotional spiritual nurse. So like you must have like a lot of emotional intelligence, because it gives off, like with the Five of Cups here, this is somebody who has practiced acceptance. So like people are jealous of you, or people are like wanting to like maybe attack you or backstab you in some way, or like contest you or one up you in some way, but like they kind of accept like you're protected, because this says somebody spiritually or physically ill is all up in your energy. So like people are obsessed about like being around you or near you or in your space, because you give off this nurturing, loving, confident, self-assured, I know what I'm doing vibe. And so this is the impact that you have on others, to like get out and become aware. This is like makes other people want to take charge of their self, you know what I mean? To empower themselves and see the brighter side when things don't go their way. You know what I mean? To keep working, to keep putting time and energy into it, stay focused. Like you help them seize opportunities, new chances. For some of them, for some people, you help them get out of like boredom, or get out of like a rut, or get out of like passive thoughts. You know what I mean? Or like regressing back to like old previous good times where they like think about like old friends and experiences. You know how where people, you know, it's not really the Six of Cups, because the Six of Cups isn't here. So it's more of like wanting to have like new experiences with old people. So like you help people embrace a new way of being, one filled with like health or freedom to, or choice, to be able to see what it is that they want to see, to be able to do what it is that they want to do, to feel however they want to feel, to express themselves. You give people a safe space to express themselves. People do feel at home with you, or they feel comfortable with you. So some people, you make them feel like it takes them a while. So like the impact you have is like people are like patient enough to be okay with transformation, or like coming through like stressful periods in time where they're not really sure what's going to happen. Like you lead them into this feeling of like they can trust spirit, or they can trust universe, or they can just trust the path that they're being guided down to take. It's really just that. It's giving off more of like you could be like a life coach, or like just like that friend that's like very strong, you know what I mean, who's like a leader. You know, they may hit you up and ask you like, what should I do? Like you give them this empowerment feeling where they feel like they can take over the world after they've been in your presence. So it makes them think. Like, it makes them think about what they want to do or who they want to be or how they want to be. Your impact to people around you is like, makes them think about who they want to be, what they want to do. Okay. But anyway, let me give you some advice. Oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually, those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. So you probably also make people wonder into like taboo, because Pluto is here, which is Scorpio, and Lilith is here, which is also like a taboo card about breaking traditions, values. So like the impact you have is making people become aware of that and not fear that. So like it's like inevitable change. You make people have confidence in that. All right. This is how you make people feel. They may not necessarily know that this is what you're doing, but that's what they gain after the interactions with you. So let me give you the signs again. You could be a Leo, a Pisces, a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Pisces, a Libra. Yep. So, pile 1, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 2. So, pile 2. What impact do you have on people? Okay, so you could be a Cancer. You could be an Aries. You could be a Leo. Those are the signs I got. So the impact you have on people first is your attraction, your physical presence. All right, so people definitely see you as attractive. They could also see you as a princess or a prince or like royalty. I mean, that's the Leo attribute probably showing out there, but people see you as like maybe a little conceited. Like, so your impact on people makes them feel a little insecure in some ways. All right, they feel like your opinion matters. So people feel like your opinion matters. Like what you say, what you do, how you do it, how it looks to you matters. You almost give like an authoritarian vibe. All right. People trust your vision. Yeah, people may even have visions around you, or they maybe feel comfortable enough to speak about visions or speak about their dreams or speak about their ideas. Like there's a feeling of homeliness with you. So like you make people feel at home, at peace, comfort with themselves. Like a nostalgic feeling, like they've known you before. It's kind of like a soulmate vibe, but it's like a deja vu. Like I've been here, or I've experienced this before. Some people feel like they need to like pedestalize you or be patient with you. Like your impact allows people to be patient with their success or with their rewards. So like having you around makes people feel like they can go on, they can continue, they can push, they can fight, they can wait, they can hold on a little bit longer, they can trust their vision, they can trust their ideas, they can trust how they feel. Maybe people who are around you normally don't trust how they feel about things. So like they feel like your impact to people around you allows them to be able to trust what they think or feel. Like their mind and their heart gets connected through you. So they can make sense of emotions. People maybe learn to be a lot more playful and lighthearted around you. Like they can come off as like more serious, or maybe it's the other way around. Like maybe you make people become a lot more serious about what needs to be done around them, responsibilities, taking care, nurturing, staying close to home, family, people who are, I guess I was gonna say people who are like instrumental in your life. So you make people pay attention to how they invite people into their life. Like becoming aware of how they invite people into their life or how they invite others into their world. You know, like how they present themselves. So you make, their appearance. Your opinion matters about their appearance or how they present themselves into the world. So maybe even how they present themselves towards you. Like people feel like they have to put on their best face or their most, maybe even professional face, or they have to put on like their best, like they have to be on their P's and Q's with you. Yeah, like they want to impress you almost. That's the impact you have on people around you. They want to impress you almost, or at least stay up to speed. Like insecurity shows up, but they feel like you push through yours, like you don't have any, or like you're not insecure in some way. Yeah, honey badger here, and we got the line. Oh yeah, people are starstruck by you, so you could be very attracted to people. That was the first thing I really felt. Right, people they like your temperament and your natural tendencies. So with the Aries energy and Leo energy here, it's a Six of Wands in reverse. So this could be somebody who's like very like, so you could make people feel like less than in a way, not like in a negative way, but like maybe not as attractive, or maybe not as popular, or maybe not as seen or as acknowledged. Like when you come in, you could be someone who takes up the attention because it says people are starstruck when you enter a room. You have charisma and you know when to take the lead and when to be humble. So the impact you have on other people does make them feel a little insecure or not as valuable, maybe because you pick up all the attention, you take up all the room. People throw shade at you, but you have no fucks left to give. They be wise to move along. So yeah, that's how people kind of feel about you. Because with the Aries energy is the individual, or they're also the god of war. So this is somebody who's not afraid to fight back or clap back if I need to. You know what I mean? So it's that type of vibe, but you really give off a more peaceful vibe. So it comes off as more of like, I kind of see over the bullshit, if it makes sense to you. Like you come off as like not playing, but sometimes playful if you decide to be. But around other people, they feel like they need to loosen up. Maybe they want to loosen you up. Maybe that's the impact you have on other people, like they want to loosen you up. So maybe you can come off kind of stern, or you come off as somebody who's like very playful but knows how to use it, maneuver it. All right? But you definitely make other people want to work through emotional insecurities and learn to like speak up or express how they feel. You know what I mean? They want to be able to see things in new ways. So like you do encourage other people to see things in new ways, because that's what the third eye chakra is about. It's usually about, sometimes it could be about like sovereignty and like recognizing what emotions are yours and what emotions are other people's or are projected from other people. You know how like, say you made a mistake and somebody calls you a stupid ass. That may not really be the truth. You may not really be stupid, but this person could just be projecting on you a feeling of inferiority or insecurity. And so with the third eye chakra here, this is usually the ability to be able to see through that, because that's an illusion, all right? And with this vision here, this is being able to trust your third eye. So that third eye shows up here twice. So the impact you have on it either teaches other people to be able to do that, or other people trust in your visions. They trust in your third eye. They trust in your instincts, your intuition. Your natural tendencies keep showing up. So your natural tendencies. Like you're a good time. You make people feel, yeah, like a good time. Now, for others, maybe people want to like forgive people from their past. Like they want to, reconcile with people from their past, or like recognize things from their childhood. Like maybe you bring up things from their childhood, because it comes off like that too. Like people can kind of look back at that and maybe see how things started to grow, or how things came at one time. I don't know if that makes sense. Purification. You make people feel pure, or feel like they need to detox, or like take care of themselves, take care of their health. Because the first house, it could be like a health card, though it's not really. It's about your physical body. So sometimes the second house leads into that too, but the first house does represent like your physical body, like the movements. So, well, Taurus would be more like the movements, but still, Aries is still like the physical body, the action. So it is still like the movements. So let's just rock with it. All right, so it gives along that lines because it's Mars energy, which is action. So yeah, it's like the movements. So maybe your movements, like people feel like they need to get moving, get active. You know what I mean? Like it's something like that. Like people want to get it right. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. Like they want to impress you. They want to get it right. You know what I mean? Like they want to be able to say things to you that open you up. Because like the impact you have on some people is like they need to guard themselves, because you remind them of something from their past or something from their childhood where they weren't being acknowledged, or they weren't as popular, or they didn't feel seen in some way, where they felt undervalued. So like your attractiveness can like be intimidating to some people, or your assertiveness or your individuality can be like not hurtful, but like it can make people feel insecure because of something from their childhood. Like they replay back memories of like when this was done to them. So like you can kind of like maybe come off as a little bit aggressive. Like, because with the lion energy and the honey badger, this is somebody who don't take no shit. You know what I mean? With Aries energy, this is always somebody who's like not necessarily rah rah rah, but somebody who's not afraid to like tell it like it is. So you could be like that. Like people maybe feel like they have to double think what they were gonna say, or they have to like think twice before they speak with you. You know what I mean? Like there is a slight tinge of like jealousy. Now, the impact that you have on other people, though, is promoting growth or promoting self-confidence. So you do make other people feel a lot more confident about themselves, but initially you probably pick up on their insecurities. Like that's probably the first thing you notice from them. Like, like it's like they want to impress you, and they may lie, or they may want to reject you in a way to like make themselves feel better or make themselves feel a lot more confident, because it's like they almost kind of rule themselves out around you, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of people feel like they need to be a lot more gentler with themselves, or the impact, it makes them realize that they need to be that way. Like they need to be a lot more gentler, softer, or a lot more open to abundance or fertility, like creation or babies or children or whatever. But fertility can go a bunch of ways. So like you make people become either open to opportunities, because opportunity is here is the advice. And with the rabbit here, I kind of felt that way with rabbit spirit. It's usually about luck, taking opportunities, being very fertile, being very virile, like, you know, going after life's pleasures, but like being a little bit scary or a little bit timid at times. So this is the impact that people feel like they have to be on around you. Sometimes it's almost like walking a tightrope. For other times, it's kind of like they just want to be tender. Like maybe they want to be a lot more gentler, but like also have that heart of a lion where they're very courageous, very confident, very self-assured, able to like express themselves, you know what I mean, confidently. So like you call attention to a lot of people's emotional insecurities and their potentials that they maybe aren't living up to. Ooh. Ooh. That's kind of cold. Yeah. But a lot of people, like I said, maybe throw shade at you sometimes because it comes off a little harsh or comes off a little bit like, I was going to say intrusive. You know what I mean? You make people feel a lot more clear about what is needed on their path or on their journey. And you interject play in there as well. So maybe while you are maybe kind of serious, I don't know if you're serious, but it kind of gives off a serious vibe. You give off like this playful vibe too. Like, you know, it's in spurts. It gives off spurts. You know what I mean? But anyway, here's your advice. Opportunity. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities await you. Stop dwelling on past mistakes. Surrender the past lovingly. There is nothing to regret. All is always in perfect and divine order. Everything that you've ever experienced has helped you in some way. The past is behind you. The path ahead is clear. Move forward joyfully and fulfill your heart's desires. So let me give you signs again. You could be a Cancer, an Aries, a Leo. And that's it. Yep. So, Pile 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and that's Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 3. So, Pile 3. What impact do you leave on people? Or what impact do you have on people? Okay. So you definitely help people elevate and be aware of projections. You teach them to devote themselves to passion or to their desires. Yep. You help them with responsibilities and expression, self-expression. All right, so when people are feeling low, you're someone who helps them breathe through tension. Now, let's just go with this. First, you could be very attractive in some way, very sexually alluring, all right? Because I got the breathe through tension, which is about having a lot of creative energy and a lot of sexual passion around you. So you could be motivating people to feel this way about you, or to recognize when they need to express that, because we also have sacral chakra here. All right. So first off, and starting off, you influence people to move on, or to evolve, to grow. All right. To get out of previous patterns, or holding patterns, thinking the way that they think. You help them cleanse themselves of that. Fears around getting closer to people, expressing what's really on their heart. Because we got sacral chakra and heart chakra. And open up the change, which is an Aquarius energy. Did I give you the signs? No? Let me give you signs. So you could be a Scorpio, a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, or a Libra. All right? Or you could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So those are the energies I got. All right? So, yeah. You cause people to look at the burdens that they carry from previous heartbreaks or letdowns. Yep. You make people become a lot more curious about why they keep holding on to past burdens. You make people want to go out and adventure again, strike out again, and like explore. Take risk. Be clever. Maybe even take care of something. I don't know what they may take care of. Yeah, because we got the Five of Wands here. So for some, people feel like they have to like repress their anger or their frustration around you. They feel like they have to see the silver lining in situations sometimes, or they have to learn from past mistakes around you. They also maybe have issues having difficult conversations with you, but this is a good thing about this, because you're somebody who opens them up to change, or opens them up to new perspectives where they have to see a bad situation from a lighter view, or from a lesser evil. All right. You help people when their mind doesn't rest. So you stop them from overthinking or overacting or being over dramatic. You make them listen to their higher self. You definitely get them to like shine again, like to put themselves out there again, to feel like confident or like attractive. You help them feel attractive again, cleanse themselves of maybe whatever negative thoughts they may have had about themselves, or negative perceptions they may have had about themselves, or maybe even things from the past, like previous patterns or holding cycles that they may have been in before. You help them cleanse themselves and rid themselves of that, and get more confident or feel more attractive. They feel more comfortable expressing themselves. They feel more resolved within their masculine energy, if that makes sense. Even if they're female, you make them feel more resolved in being confident and assured about what they desire, and being curious enough to strike out and try. So a lot of people want to have sex with you. Like a lot of people could feel like it's spiritual, like a spiritual connection with you sexually. You teach them to persevere, a lot about self-discipline and purity. So I would think maybe that's about taking care of your health then. Could be teaching them about spirituality, because we do have Vesta, which is like a spiritual discipline, or like a spiritual strength, or something along the lines of that. So like maybe you help people with like spiritual strength. So you could be like a pastor, a preacher, a teacher, a spiritual guru, any of that. You could be helping people with that. Because like you help people show their feathers again, like show their beauty or their attractiveness. Call attention to themselves. So like these could be people who are used to like maybe hiding away, tucking themselves away, being less than what they feel like they can be, or holding on to past resentments, hurts, regrets, resentment, stuff that's hurt. They still could maybe let that weigh them down, or let that hinder them from making progress. Like your impact allows them to elevate above the bullshit, to accept how things were, or accept what things have already happened. Because that's what heart chakra is about, acceptance. Being okay with how things have happened and transpired, and being able to be compassionate enough with yourself and others, and recognizing that you're not, it's a projection. When people are doing things to you or around you or saying things to you, it's a projection. It's not necessarily you. So you teach people that. Like your impact on people's lives is making them become aware of that. Aware of how they hold other people's grief, stress, anxiety, worries, or how they do this to themselves, how they weigh themselves down with previous mistakes or heartbreaks or disappointments. You allow people to get curious or to ask questions. So you keep people chatty. People like to chat with you, talk. You know what I mean? Like they like to express themselves, tell you the things that bother them. Like you allow them to let a load off, to take a load off. You know what I mean? To not have to worry so much. Yeah, they feel less weighed down or less tired, less drained. For some. For others, they could feel very repressed around you, like not able to be free, not able to run wild. You know what I mean? Not able to be adventurous or not able to be enthusiastic about life. Like they try to be optimistic, and you can come off as a Debbie Downer for some, because it goes both ways. Because we do have Libra energy here. You encourage people to make more time for self-love. So that is about your health, or just in general about taking care of you, caring about you first, not necessarily because remember how I was telling you about with the Ten of Wands, it could be about carrying either your burdens that are like you've already like released or should have released by now, or other people's burdens and making them your stress. You know what I mean? So with making time for self-love, and it's the last quarter moon, this means that this would be the last struggle or the last bit of before you finally learn the lesson. So like you come in as like maybe a final teacher in some people's lives, like a solidifier to make sure that they learn or get the final lesson, to understand, you know what I mean? So that they can move on. So you're a person who helps people move on, to release whatever was like holding them down, guilt, shame, resentment, anger, jealousy. Like that's Scorpio trait. Even though you may not necessarily be a Scorpio, it shows up as that type of energy. It's a transformative type of energy through exchanging of either emotions, security, finances, or information. So you could be somebody who helps people transform through security, emotions, information, inheritances, or even sex. Sometimes sexual or intimacy can actually transform other people to open their minds to new dynamics or to new relationships that they may not have been open to. Like maybe people who they wouldn't have been open to before, suddenly they want to go deeper with these people after encountering you. So I'll give you an example. Say that you normally don't date men that have children, all right? Say you don't date men that have children, right? Maybe you date one guy who has children. He's such a great father or such a great husband, boyfriend, or maybe not husband, but maybe not, maybe a great husband, boyfriend, or whatever. And it makes you think, well, maybe all single fathers aren't like this. Or if you're a male, it could be the other way around, where maybe you might think, I'm never going to date a woman with kids, maybe more than one or more than two. And maybe you meet a woman with 4 or 3. And you're like, well, she was actually pretty decent. It may not went long term, but I can see that all women who have, multiple kids are not bad people. I'm just giving you examples. This could be the same thing like with a job or with a career where you thought it would be something, and then you encounter a situation and realize, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So maybe another situation like this, totally tweaked a little bit more, would be better fitting to or better suited to who I am. So like you open people's perspective or mind to change. Like they're not stuck in one way of being after encountering you. And a lot of people want to seduce you. That's a big thing here. Like I don't know, for some reason, maybe it's because of the Scorpio energy, like it's very intense where people want to seduce you. They could feel even maybe pressed about you in some ways. Like really desiring you, like stalking you, spying on you a lot. Like you make a lot of people like nosy or want to be nosy or in your business. Like they want to be, just kind of seeing what you got going on. They want to take on some of your pressure. That's what people do. People can feel like you're like a blessing in some way, or like you can bless people. Like maybe you're very spiritually tapped in some way. Because that's what people kind of feel like. They kind of feel like you're a shaman. So like maybe you make people really like want to dive deeper into spirituality or into finding their spiritual purpose or becoming a lot more focused on spirituality or stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like your importance to people is meant to like help them release old habits, ancestral line, even like, well, ancestral is pretty as far back as it goes, but like bloodline type of stuff. Like you help people free themselves of that. For others, you help people make sense of their time or make use of their time, better use of their resources. Maybe you encourage them to clean up around them or clean up their body or clean up what they intake in their environment. Because the sacral chakra is here, even though that's usually the root chakra, the sacral chakra is close to it. So it could kind of give off that same energy of feeling comfortable. It's normally comfortable in your skin, so maybe you help people feel a lot more comfortable in their skin and a lot more accepting of their body, or a lot more accepting of sexuality, or a lot more accepting of their creativity, like expressing it. You probably make people feel comfortable enough to express it. Like for some, you could help people maybe learn to like communicate their truth. Like a lot of people may have issues communicating what they're passionate about, or what they want, or what they desire, or what they think. It might be a little bit more difficult for them to put it into words. They may be somebody who's more action or more passion based, or these people that you may encounter may be more action or passionate based. You help them make sense of those things, or you help them ground those situations, or ground themselves in more like a more practical reality, or be able to make use of the abilities that they have, like the talents, the skill sets. You help them be able to make use of it. Like a lot of people either want to network with you, or they learn how to network through you. Like you teach them how to network. So you might teach them how to talk. You might teach them how to make something out of make good out of a bad situation. So a lot of people might watch you make good out of a bad situation, and you inspire them to do the same. Like a lot of creative energy comes up out of this. You might also be teaching people how to like remove sadness, depression, or how to get over that, like how to get that out of their system, or how to take out of the knives or the feeling of being betrayed. Like you could help people release that feeling of being betrayed and feel a lot more attractive or a lot more confident afterwards. So your impact has caused a lot more people to want to take care of themselves, to care more about themselves, their values, how they see themselves, how they present themselves, and not repeating the same patterns or toxic. I say toxic, but maybe it wasn't really toxic, but it could be toxic because I said that. So it could be toxic behaviors that they've exercised from the previous relationships or previous situations. You help them not repeat those same patterns. You could probably even teach people to stand up for themselves, or how to be a lot more cooperative, like how to actually participate. Because like people may have issues participating. Now for others, people may feel like they can't participate around you. You know what I mean? Like they make too many mistakes and they feel worried or burdened about what you'll say or what you'll do or how you'll react. So like that impact you may have on others is like people may feel like you'll overreact. Like you'll be the one overreacting. You'll be the one causing tension and strife. You know what I mean? You'll be the one trying to win. Like a lot of people want to express themselves, some in a good way, some in like an aggressive way. They could feel like you shut them down for some. So like your impact on others is makes them feel shut down, not able to express themselves, not able to communicate themselves. People think you're cute, but they also maybe some people may even feel like you're a player. They think you're cute, but you talk a good game. Now, some people want to commit to you in like a spiritual sense. This could be marriage, or like just really like dive deeper with you because of that Scorpio energy. I keep saying that. I keep going back to that because that's really prominent in this reading, even though all the other signs is here. It's like a prominent Scorpio feel to this reading. Like this is what's dragging or taking the whole situation by storm almost. You know what I mean? Like, so you come into people's lives as a transformative force for sure. Taking them out of the lows into a more high-minded or higher perspective where they have tougher skin, where they can deal with life woes and not feel burdened or weighed down by it. They feel confident and they feel optimistic about what's ahead, more excitement about what's ahead or what can come next. So you definitely take people out of a darker period or a darker area and help them release that tension or that stress that they've been carrying possibly for years. So here's the advice. Action. Drop all fear and just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action and those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is positive confirmation from God and the angels that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. Then we have forgiveness. Holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. So let me give you the signs again. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, pile 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 4. So, pile 4, how do you impact people? So, you could be a Pisces, a Virgo. I got Virgo again. Could be a Taurus. You could be a Scorpio. You could be a Leo. You could be a Capricorn. You could be Aquarius. Okay, so inner strength and the ability to trust that they are supported. All right. Now, for others, people may feel that you don't support them. So the impact you may have on some people's lives is the ability to trust themselves and their own decision making or their choices. All right, because you could come off as very pessimistic or very cynical, very critical. All right. Someone who maybe even digs their feet in the soil or digs their feet from letting situations move forward. But you teach people about dead-end situations, things that are places that aren't going anywhere. Like you make people aware of either ideas, perspectives, relationships, investments, you know what I mean, behaviors that aren't producing the fruit or aren't producing evidence that what they're putting their time and their energy into is worth it. All right, but for others, you also teach people to trust that all is well, that there are never, you're never out of enough opportunities, like there are always enough opportunities. So you teach people to trust in their vision, all right? And it may come from the way of you being pessimistic, right? So that may make them feel a lot more confident that, yeah, she or he don't know what they're talking about. So your impact causes people to find their own inner strength, their own inner fortitude, their own planning or analytical skill. Like you make a lot of people feel like they have to be maybe perfectionistic, like they have to always get it right. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people also think about luxury or finances or stability or the finer things in life. Like you make people desire to have more in life, to want more in life, and to see what things are not leading them in that direction. With the vision here first, and the Neptune energy, this is usually about being present in the moment and not looking at potential and not looking at past circumstances hoping that they'd return. So you're someone who doesn't really dwell to, I mean, maybe you do, maybe you dwell in the past, maybe you call attention to people dwelling in the past, because the Scorpio, I mean, the death in reverse is usually about inertia or situations not moving or evolving into something different from what you've already experienced. So you could be calling attention to that and showing people how to endure and persevere for the things that they really desire. You could also be someone who proves to people that might is right, or aggressiveness. So maybe the impact is people become a lot more aggressive or a lot more physical in some way, or people become a lot more stronger. And this could be like spiritually, or this could be in confidence, you know what I mean, self-assurity. Because it kind of gives off the vibe of you not knowing where you're going. But it makes other people start looking like, well, where do I want to go? Where am I going? Like it makes other people look at their path. So maybe if you're not necessarily going in the wrong direction to other people, then it's them recognizing that they're on the wrong path and that they want to go in another direction by watching you. You know what I mean? Because they see you with either stability, or they see you being very detail oriented, or planning or building, or having like the finer things in life, comfort, or having maybe even status, because I think a Taurus is possibly being status, like the Hierophant. So maybe even having status, it causes other people to want to take charge of their life. You know what I mean? To make use of wisdom or previous experiences that they've had and make use of it. You know what I mean? Use that as their GPS or their compass to follow where their soul's calling them. So you make a lot of people feel like you're trying to, like you box them in a corner. You give them anxiety. So some people you give anxiety. You know what I mean? Like they feel like you push them in a corner or have them in like a certain box of how they need to be or how they will be. So for some people that kind of fits with the part where they're feeling like you're not supporting them or you're not supportive. For others though, people feel like you help them move forward with divine grace. So like they don't have to like always fight or prove themselves. Like they can move forward with their head held high. You may even, yeah, with the sacral, I mean, with the root chakra here, this is about security. So yeah, you make people feel either secure in themselves, or you call attention to where they need to focus on their security, focus on their foundation, focus on their on their awareness, but focus on their environment, the people, the things that are around them, the things that they frequent. You call attention to those things. You make people feel like they also need to keep, not secrets, but they need to keep information to themselves, like idea, wisdoms, things that they're privy to. You make people feel like they need to keep that to themselves, their investments, you know, where they see things going. A lot of people feel, now if it's like a relationship as well, a lot of people feel like you don't see them going long term, or they don't see the connection with you going long term. They feel like it could be a stagnant relationship. You are a relationship that brings up unhealed traumas. Yeah, unhealed traumas. Not saying that you're a bad person, but that's the effect that you have on people. Unhealed traumas that they haven't recognized, which could be around confidence, self-assertion, being forthright, being direct, being decisive, you know what I mean? Not fearing change. So you could be somebody who calls attention to people who do that, who are afraid of doing these things, or you make people feel that way, like they can't move on, like they can't grow, they can't evolve, like they can't change. It can almost be a little judgy. So some people could feel judged by you, or criticized by you, or even manipulated mind games by you. For others, the impact you have on people is a desire to want to possess you, but a feeling like they can't. So like you bring up a feeling of powerlessness. You make people feel powerless in a way of trying to control you or control a dynamic. Like a lot of people have fantasies around you, or they have like illusions around you. So like it could be like people don't really see you clearly. They see you for how they would like to see you, or how they would want to see you. Like there's like, it's not real. Maybe it could be unrealistic expectations. Maybe you call attention to that for people, having unrealistic expectations or perfectionistic views where things have to be a certain way. Now for others, you make people feel like they can trust that the universe is working in their favor and that all is well, and they can feel safe and secure in themselves and their choices and decisions. All right, like you make people feel like they're not alone, or you help people feel like they're not alone, like they're being very supported by the universe, by spirit, by family, by whoever. Like with the root chakra here, that's about security. It's about usually people who are going through that are people who deal with scarcity mindset, or people who are in survival mode. So you may meet a lot of people who either are very materialistic, or they're people who are very like struggling. Like, you know what I mean? They could be on two ends of the spectrum, where they're either doing very well or they're doing very bad, where they may be in need of other people's resources. They may be someone who doesn't use their creative potentials or abilities in the right way. This is someone who doesn't have a long-term future or a long-term plan. So you can either call attention to that with people, or people feel like they need to keep these things away from you. Like not tell you their long-term plans and goals, not tell you their visions, not tell you what their ideas are, not exchange resources or control or power. Like people, you cause power struggles with people, because with the death in reverse and with the strength in reverse, that's a power struggle. That's a power dynamic. So you cause a lot of people to feel like they have to struggle for power or control of the relationship, dynamic, resources, anything like that. A lot of people feel like you could be a leader or you could be a boss, but you could be very condescending. So like your impact on people makes people want to become authority as well, but it also makes them become a lot more decisive about what they think, and not necessarily taking on the judgment of what you think. So this could be like people who put you on a pedestal in a way, like see you as like higher or more knowledgeable or more dedicated or more I don't know, more respected or something like that, maybe more popular or having more opportunities and more options. Like you make them become aware of that they have those same things going for them. So even if they didn't have that ability, they didn't notice that they had that ability before, interacting or noticing you does that same thing for them. It calls attention that they have this too within them. So a lot of people could possibly like feeling lost about where they're going to go, how they're going to go. And you help open them up to infinite possibilities. People feel comfort around you. So you inspire or you motivate a lot of people to nurture their inner child and connect with earth, or connect with like plants, or connect with nature, animals, something like that. Well, because of the Taurus and the Virgo energy here, that's definitely about health, physical body. So you probably, your impact makes people want to take care of their physical body. You know what I mean? With strength here, that is about actual physical strength too. So it's usually about spiritual strength. But this, in this case, it also, with the Taurus and the Virgo, this is definitely about physical strength. So you probably encourage people or motivate people to take care of their physical body, their physical, like their physical home. You know what I mean? Cleaning. Like, I was going to even say responsibilities. Virgo is more of a cleaner, but like, I guess responsibility. So you being around makes people want to take, like, maybe clean up, pick up, straighten up, look better, like put their best face forward, put their best clothes on, put their best ideas out. You know what I mean? Like, be their best. That's what you inspire people to do. Not to leave no stone unturned. To be open to renewals of work that you didn't finish. Like, to never leave a job unfinished. So your impact on people is to make them realize that they can't leave anything undone or unsaid. That they need to express themselves. That they can't hide away their true thoughts or their true intentions. That they need more courage and more endurance to get the things that they really want, to keep pushing forward, that they have their own power and the drive and the charisma and the charm to get what they want, but to never give up. So your impact around people is them really being able to trust in their decisions, their choices, their actions, what they truly desire. That is simple. That's basically it. Like, to be more skeptical, but yet confident of what's coming next. So be skeptical of illusions, or of things that don't seem clear. So your impact is one of those things that make people like be very critical or very skeptical of things that don't seem clear. If they seem very vague, you're somebody who teaches them that, or you're somebody who makes people feel comfortable doing that or uncomfortable doing that. Like, they may be afraid to ask you or like double check what you say. Like, maybe you come off as like very much a know-it-all, or someone who's very much cold and callous when you say something, because people could feel boxed in by you in a way. Like, your view or your perception makes them feel like they have to do or be a certain way, like they don't trust their own wisdom or information that they know. You know what I mean? So you could make people doubt themselves sometimes. That could be something here. You could make people doubt themselves sometimes, or doubt what they thought they know, or thought what they knew, or where they were going. Sometimes they could feel like maybe they're not going in the right direction looking at you, or like they're not doing the right thing by looking at you and possibly your successes or your comforts, or what's working out for you. So that's your impact, though. Your impact makes other people be open to opportunities and possibilities that they weren't aware of before, that they didn't know that they possessed the power to be able to manifest or create for themselves. So you teach people to speak their truth clearly, directly, and honestly. For others, you teach people how to let go. Like, your impact is like teaching other people how to let go of situations that aren't providing them happiness, that they feel aren't going long term. Anyway, let me give you the advice. Here's your advice. Positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Yet, it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. So let me give you signs again. You could be a Pisces, a Virgo, a Taurus, a Leo, a Capricorn, an Aquarius, or a Scorpio. You make people want to explore. Like, maybe they're afraid of like traveling, exploring, getting outside their comfort zone, or possibly like putting their talents out there. You make people want to explore and take a risk. And let go of whatever was holding them back from the past. You make people want to go after what makes them happy, or what makes them feel fulfilled in life. And it could be comforts, like creature comforts, like security, money, sex, food, luxuries. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, foundational stuff, any of that, new careers, whatever, moving up, status, and all that stuff. You may make people feel like they need to do that for themselves and figure out how to do that. For others, you make people feel like they don't know how to do that. Like the way that they've been going about it will not produce the fruit that they're hoping for. So, did I give you all the signs? I did. But anyway, Power 4, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and that's Leo in the third house.